Hello and welcome to SorareAndrews, brought to you by Sorare. I am Andrew Lairdinho on Sorare, joined as always, Andy Black on Sorare, and special guest today. Some know him as HG, some know him as Maxime, most know him as Data Daddy himself. Maxime, how are we doing?
Well, fine, Andrew. Nice to be here.
Yeah.
Did I nail it? Did I get the intro?
I think you killed it.
All right.
Yeah.
I also, can we lose to other sponsor, the Andy Gator Show,
Yeah.
as promised?
Yeah. Hold that beer back up. I mean, I think we need our own show at this point, right?
Spit
and
off.
We just slap back Andy Gators the entire time.
I mean, we go to, what is it, Abita? We ask for sponsorship, say, you know, this is just too good for you not to send a sponsor. Maxime, what do you think about that? Just another sponsor away?
Well, if anyone is willing to give you guys money, I mean, I'll happily take a cut of that. That's fine with me.
I love it. So the topic of today's show is not what we're going to talk about. We, you know, Laird did such a great job giving us thumbnails, title here in the corner. And yeah, Maxime was on the show because we have a little bit of beef to settle.
Oh.
No? Maybe? Just a little?
Yes, we do. I mean, definitely we do.
I think you have a beef and I don't have a beef.
No, it's so frustrating to like get into a debate with Andrew because he is like, yeah, whatever. He's not even defending his point of view. He's like, I know my point of view is superior to yours, but you can go ahead and shout as much as you want, but I won't change my mind.
Yep. So we're going to do a little bit of a tease with that. But Andy, I know me and you talked. You have something very important, you know, for Laird that we want to discuss without him here to defend himself. So kick us off.
Yeah. So I was going through my desk drawer this morning, and I just wanted to come up with items that were better than Andrew Laird's money clip. And I came up with a lot of really great things. Like I have this stapler. Like he could just take all of his things and better, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or lots of tape. Just tape everything together. And you won't lose it, at least. It won't all fall out in your pocket. Yes. Other options, we have the classic like paperclip looking thing where you just get it all in there. And just you can even go backwards with it and do some fun.
A lot more pressure with that than that clip he had.
I've got a mini clip for, you know, if you just have a few bills or just like a couple credit cards or something. And then the classic, you know, pen on your teacher's seat. Just stick all of your money through this and keep it all together. That's what I got. I don't know. I feel like they're all better. You could also use maybe the back of a pen. You know, you have the.
Ooh. Yeah. And I mean, then you have something to write with too. Like, so that's multi-purposed.
Right. Just some ideas.
And we learned actually that the money clip was offered like as a gift to Andrew by his wife, that has come out on Twitter and said that was a gift.
But he asked for it.
Yeah, he asked for it. Yeah, I mean, he's a good guy. He does not ask for like expensive gifts. He's just like, yeah, give me a $1 money clip. And anyway,
hold on, $1 is not getting that monogram like he had.
Yeah,
you're giving him a lot of credit here, but he started with something simple and then a little more complex.
Yeah, he evolved. But I mean, he was in the chat at the beginning, Andrew, but he said, I'm out of here. He knew it was going to be bad for him.
So I want to bring one more alternative to the table. I'm using this desk in this office has been taken over by my wife. I get like a little small corner over there, but she has a business card holder. It's like a shape of like a purse. I mean, that much
still better. Yeah, it's still better.
Yeah.
tells you a little bit more about somebody.
Yeah, I think a rubber band as well would be a good upgrade.
Ooh, and then you just double band it when you're packing light, double, triple band it.
Yeah.
I think, when Laird watches this back, I think he's going to see a lot of ways that he could change up his lifestyle.
He's going to be like, I spent months and years building this YouTube channel, and these guys just come in and destroy all my efforts by talking about money clips for the first 5 minutes of the video. He's going to be mad.
Yeah. Trying to think what exactly did I sent it to Andy. He goes, when I sent him that I got the Andy Gator, he goes, let the shit show commence. I'm like, there will be shit and there will be a show. That is promised.
Yeah.
So anyhow, now that we've gotten the important stuff, you guys done? We good?
Yeah. I get no more.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did not rehearse Andrew's outro, so we'll try that at the end. But I do want to talk about, I called it a beef. We called it a disagreement, but it was about rewards. And was it specifically the strays were caught by Matt Ryan of Asmar, who is playing right now, Maxi. Maybe we'll change your mind if he puts a clean sheet today, no?
Well, maybe he's on the bench.
No. I have him starting to.
Okay.
That would have been too much if he got benched. So anyhow, the conversation was, Maxime, do you want to kind of summarize?
So the question is, should Matthew Ryan, the AZ Alkmaar goalkeeper that everyone know about, like he's so famous, right? Should that card be the top prize for Challenger Europe Rare Pro? It's to me, it comes down to this. So you can say, you can answer different ways through different ways to that. But the question is, to me, does it work if in your game the top prize for a very competitive division is Matthew Ryan? And my answer is definitely no. But I know Andrew has a lot of like very convincing arguments, like by saying, well, that's pretty good. So, it's difficult to do much better. And then not everyone will be happy with that, which are, to me, great nonsense talking points. But I'll let Andrew
if you don't
explain.
like the reward, if you don't like it, sell it and buy something you do like. Yeah,
but no, wait. No, that's true. That's true. But it's not answering the question, though. In a balanced and well-functioning fantasy football game, is it normal that Matthew Ryan is the top prize for a very competitive Challenger Europe competition?
I think it can be, and I think the big problem. There's like 100 different ways to have this argument. I think we've moved the goalposts 10 different times, and I think it all started with they should win somebody that they know. And I think that's where it started. And then we kind of talked about how, there's actually, and like for a layman, there's not that many guys in Challenger Europe that people even know. And the ones that they do know are probably not valued correctly in the game to, I don't know, people know who Wilfred Zaha is, and he's worth probably nowhere near what.
But he wouldn't even be eligible because he just has Palace cards.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Fair. But yeah, I just don't think that there's enough guys that people know. In the end, the game is what the game is, and goalkeepers are worth a lot. He won a goalkeeper that can easily be sold, and then you can go buy a player that you know their name.
Well, yeah, but but I don't disagree with the fact that I think the reward system is somewhat okay right now because it's based on valuation, and therefore what you said is correct. If you don't like your price, just sell it and buy something else with that, which is not optimal to me, but fine. But to me, the problem is not about the reward system. The problem is about the gaming design, making a goalkeeper so expensive that the best cards available in the prize pool that is based on valuation favors heavily like goalkeepers. Like the I think like out of the 8 or 9 first players in the Challenger Europe rare prize pool, it's like 8 goalkeepers. It's not very exciting to me. It's not very exciting to win goalkeepers because I feel like I want to enjoy my next Sorare game week, and I enjoy more when it's a forward or a midfielder or even a defender, because watching a goalkeeper play is you get like it's like watching a baseball. It's like watching a baseball game. You get like 2 minutes of actions.
Why do you hate goalkeepers so much?
No, I don't hate them. I find them definitely less exciting to watch and to own than other positions.
I think the big problem here is they've been the entry requirement since the beginning of the game. Since the existence of the game, they've been the entry fee to get into a division. So I think most people like me that have been on the platform the entire time, it's just I'm so used to it. There's not another way for me to really open my mind and see it from another perspective. I don't think it can be fixed easily.
Yeah, but it's not because there's a problem that cannot be fixed easily that it shouldn't be fixed, right? I mean, if it's a problem, it should be fixed.
Well, I'm not going to call that a problem without having a solution. I don't have a solution. Do you have the solution for fixing this?
Yes. Change your game design and like
soften is not an actual like cogent solution.
No, but soften the requirements like to enter a division. Well, why not like allowing goalkeepers? Like, I don't know, you could have like if you use the backup of the goalkeeper that is playing, actually, you could have a certain amount of points based on. I'm just throwing random ideas right there, but it's just game design and stuff. But you could like have a 50% bonus penalty on like subs based on the score of the actual starter. You could allow limited goalkeepers in certain rare divisions. You could do that with also like super rare divisions. Right now, the big problem with super rare divisions is that if you want to buy if you want to play a goalkeeper there, it's like very expensive. You can't find like a starting goalkeeper like that is not worth more than like less than 0.5 ETH, 0.6 ETH. And it's then it makes the game so difficult to progress in, because like if you play cap 240, cap 220, which are supposedly are the progression divisions, you can't even win a goalkeeper in cap 220 because they're too high in the prize pools.
Well, Matt Turner was there for a little bit, so yeah, you snuck one in.
So you probably can win one if you rank like first or second or third, but you don't get a shot. Well, you don't get a shot at goalkeepers if you win, if you're like in the top 10. And to me, it makes you spend more money when you shouldn't spend that much on goalkeepers.
Yeah, so to your point, Maxime, and I think I just closed it out, but so Matt Ryan was, if you just look purely on player rankings sorted by value, he was the 18th in the pool. There was a couple of Russian guys that are there that obviously we know are not going to be rewarded. So there were 14 other players ahead of Matt Ryan when you take out the guys that have been rewarded. Do either one of y'all want to guess how many goalkeepers?
13.
Wrong.
No idea.
It's 7. So that's still, to your point, Maxime, kind of from the weighting perspective. So 50% of the top, 15 prizes and the challenger pool based on value were goalkeepers. So
yeah, and I guess the thing I want with the reward system would be like odds of winning one player. Like I want to know I'm ranked first in the division. I want to know what's my odd to actually get that player, because I think it will manage expectations a lot. And if you get like that 1% chance and you get that player, well, either it's good luck or bad luck depending on who the player is. But at least like you manage your expectations and you're not like, oh, I'm first, so I'm going to get like at least the top 3 or 4 players in the pool. And so
it would be nice to. It kind of gives you the. I don't know. It gives. You're right. It sets the expectations, but it also. I don't know. It gives you that gambly feel of like, oh, I have a 4% chance of Mbappe.
Yeah. And that way you can't, because I've seen some people saying, oh, it's a good pull, it's a bad luck pull or whatever, but you don't even know the odds. You don't know today. You don't know what's the chance if you're first, where the prize pool is going to start. You don't even know that, and that's the whole problem. Also, to me, it's not transparent enough.
I do think my favorite thing about the entire thing, though, was Pap was. I don't know. I honestly don't 100% understand his like disappointment, but he was disappointed that he won Matt Ryan, and there was another guy that was like so mad he made a tweet that he was like, "I won Rodrigo," and like he was so mad about winning Rodrigo, which is
for second place in Gas 4, and
A is hilarious, but B, he sold Rodrigo and was like, "I am so happy I sold him and I bought Matt Ryan."
I know, I saw that. That was hilarious. I couldn't tell that was a troll.
He was thrilled to death that he got Matt Ryan.
And I guess it serves your argument. Well, basically, it's you saying you can't satisfy everyone, and that's a good example, because he would have been through the roof with that like Matt Ryan pull, while I'm sure Pap would have been very happy, but he couldn't have like won Rodrigo in Challenger Europe, obviously, but. Some like Van Aken, he would have been very happy with Van Aken, and I guess like it kind of compares Van Aken and Rodrigo in terms of like them, like their dominant player in their regions.
That's the funny thing, though, because like 90% of people that maybe they're a new user to the platform or whatever, they're gonna have no idea who Van Aken is. They're not gonna know who Matt Ryan also is either. I just think that that's a big issue with the rewards complaints that we have, is everybody is looking at it from their own viewpoint and from within their own silo. And there's like 10 different viewpoints on this, and it's hard to, like you said, hard to please everyone.
So, but go ahead, Keith.
I was just going to say real quick on the follow-up on Rodrigo and Ryan. I was just looking through the guy. He did not sell Rodrigo yet, but he did buy Matt Ryan, I'm guessing with his in-game ETH. So I wanted to see, like, a fun follow-up would have been, all right, if Rodrigo was the same, I don't know the values right now, but the same as Matt Ryan.
I'm definitely
just happy to win Matt Ryan. Well, I guess he was very unhappy to win Rodrigo. I think more people would be happier to win Rodrigo than Matt Ryan in that situation. Would you both agree with that?
I don't
know. I don't know. I'm definitely more happy to win Rodrigo, and I mean, I'll make an offer on Rodrigo. I think he's one of the best players in the Champion Europe region, and in probably the world. And I guess it's not like. It's not about the reward systems about the reward system after all. I think it's good that they embrace the valuation system. Obviously, you could. It appears to be a bit slow, and you could have like some weird stuff happening, and you could fix that, I guess. But we have to figure out the goalkeeper problem, because I think it's kind of like a barrier to entry that is very difficult to like. I mean, if you start playing Sorare and you want to play in the rare divisions, like you have to spend like, I don't know, $700, $600 on a single card if you want like to have a very good goalkeeper to start with. And I think it's just so discouraging for new users to come in and see, well, that's the price of the goalkeeper. No way I'm getting in.
So maximehg wants to tank the prices of goalkeeper.
I do.
To balance the platform.
I do.
So that it fits his level of enjoyment.
No. I do want to tank the prices of goalkeeper. of goalkeepers, but if you have to think like long term, like if it brings more people to the platform, it's obviously a win for everyone.
So if it brings more people to the platform, prices of goalkeepers are going back up.
Yes, exactly. But then you add a new scarcity.
The goalkeeper scarcity?
No, a new scarcity. But Andrew, you've been there for the introduction of limited cards, right? The main reason why limited cards were introduced is the price points for rare cards was too high, right? Well, if Sorare has like tomorrow 2 million users somehow, you will have a new scarcity being introduced, but you have to make sure that you have an entry level, like that is not too expensive to start playing Sorare with. And today, limited goalkeepers are pretty expensive to start with too. And so, if you have a way to like ease the price, like ease the acquisition of a goalkeepers to start with, I don't see a way it's not beneficial to the platform.
I feel like the only thing that's ever really reduced the prices of goalkeepers was more divisions. Like when they added second division, like that really reduced, like that cut prices of goalkeepers. So, I mean, you could add another scarcity, but that just means your new users are coming in at that new level, and we're also nowhere close to needing a new scarcity. I don't think so.
No, exactly, you don't.
No,
I'm not saying that you should add a new scarcity, but once like the prices are way up and your offer is way up, then
that's a solution to a different problem. That's not a solution to goalkeeper prices.
No, but that was like the continuation of you saying, then if there are more people in the platform, the price of goalkeepers will go up again. That is true.
So how are you going to tank the prices of goalkeepers?
Well, you don't have like you don't have like a ton of like solutions for that, except like just printing so many goalkeepers and like and probably like
reward them all, right?
No, reward more goalkeeper, but also like somehow like change a bit your game design so that you can enter more divisions with like goalkeepers that not like necessarily of the scarcity that you're playing, that the division you're playing. And so I guess that it's not necessarily popular to tank prices of cards that are too expensive, but if it's for the greater good, I guess that this is a decision that has to be taken.
So, I mean, I'm never really going to be in favor of tanking prices of my cards so that new people can come in and get them cheaper.
So what about this? So this would tank the prices.
No,
but go ahead, Maxine.
No, but no. So you're willing to die on your hill alone, with your cards being worth like some money, because you think that if you tank the prices of those cards, and you have to do that with if like the conviction that it's going to effectively bring some more people. If your new users are telling you, well, I don't want to play in that game because I feel that like goalkeepers are too expensive and they're a problem because I can't play. And if you see that it's a big problem in your game, you have to fix that. But if you don't see that in user surveys, like new users that are dropping out and they say, no, I just don't play because not that it's too expensive, but because some other reasons, then you don't have to like change something about your goalkeeper prices. But if it's a real problem, you have to take some action to fix that. And I'm laughing at like people like enjoying charts with this with like 150 new users every day. Right. And it's like, I'm like, 150 new users, that's fine, but it's nowhere near what the number where we want to be. And you have to find like concrete solutions to like up this number by 10 at least, so that you have like significant growth and growth to mainstream and growth that like have been like promised and like that is in the vision of Sorare for like the past few years now. So
that's
I mean,
a marketing issue though. It's not a goalkeepers.
No, it's not. No, but it's not a marketing issue. I've seen like tens of like Sorare ads on YouTube. You've seen Sorare ads in stadiums. I mean, you can't say there was no marketing at all. Like there has been some marketing. It failed to bring like more users. You had the Global Cup that was supposed to bring so many new users. You had like 600,000 new players during the Global Cup. It's not about that. It's about like people coming into the platform, maybe not wanting to spend ETH or to buy ETH, and that is solved by the fiat wallet. So let's see what gives with the fiat wallet. But there is some awareness. Like I can tell you in France, like you go, like I go to a party, I say Sorare, like most people, like most men probably know about Sorare, because Sorare is a big company in France that had like mainstream media coverage when they raised tons of money. But like people are not that interested because the NFT like branding of it was pretty much like had a negative effect on Sorare and not a positive one.
Yeah. Also, but still doesn't have anything to do with goalkeepers.
To me, if the theory of like lower the entry price and the main pain point in the entry price today is goalkeeper pricing, then you have to do something about it.
So what about a limited allowing, similar to 220, but ramping up a division? What about a limited keeper, but at the good old common minus 50%? So, your serious players aren't going to ever enter a limited goalkeeper into that competition, but other people could.
Yeah, you could have like goalkeepers loaning. I think like a loaning system on Sorare would be very interesting to have. I think that like in-platform loan would be like beneficial, because most of the time I'm not playing another division because I don't own a goalkeeper that is playing. And I'm pretty sure that like not everyone that owns like the goalkeeper that I want to play in a division is playing with the goalkeeper that game week. And so you have to make sure that you have like enough ways to actually trade. And today you don't want to trade your goalkeepers because since there's no like real loaning system, and since like loaning is discouraged because you lose so many XP when you do that, you don't really want to do it. And so there's no loaning, and so I should probably have like a system that allows that.
Would you agree though that new users come in and play at the limited level?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can buy like very good goalkeepers for $50 to $75.
Yeah, but that's too expensive.
Or you can go the other way.
It's not a free game. I mean, $50 is not a huge investment.
I mean, I'll just toss this out there because we're doing it for limited time only. But my goalkeeper that I tracked for limited 240 last week was $8. Croatian guy,
yes,
right? So he's not going to be. Nobody's like out here calling household names. But I think kind of to Maxime's point, is there really such a Matt Ryan isn't a household name? So like, what's the difference at that point? Whether it's a Croatian goalkeeper that nobody's heard of,
Matt Ryan's on a good team.
I mean, my guy was not.
No, but so Keith, so you're a new user, right? You've just discovered Sorare, right? So you have to start playing, right? So you have like the starter packs. They are pretty expensive though. Like a starter packs, like a limited one, like around $60 or something like that. I didn't see one recently, but I think it's like $50 or something like that. So you're probably a casual football fan. You care about your domestic league. So if you're like European, like let's say you're Spanish, so you care about La Liga players, maybe La Liga Smart Bank players, right? And you probably know more about one particular club that you support, and that's it. And you probably know a bit of like Europe like clubs, and that's it, right? So first thing that you want to do is build like a team with players that you know, right? You won't do otherwise. And so if you buy like goalkeepers from La Liga or goalkeepers like pretty good in like Europe, it's not going to be like a $8 purchase, and you have to buy an entire team with that with like, I don't know, $60 to $70. If you spend like half of it on a goalkeeper, I think it's like kind of discouraging.
No, I mean, to your point, you go and you make these budget lineups. And I think another part is that the typical user that's onboarding doesn't know about Sorare data, so they don't have those tools to find the guys that are in great matchups for this week and are only going to cost $3. They're having to just go off their own, knowledge. And so they're at a disadvantage. I mean, I agree with you there. And, the lineup is not going to look good. Like, if I showed the 240 lineup for Limited that I made for the show, nobody's going to know any of those names except for the true demons, So
and if you're not willing like to put like the work and the time to actually find a goalkeeper that is like matching your budget and could probably be good in your lineups, you're just going to like want to buy like the goalkeeper that you know and that you're going to watch. Like the fact that us are like watching like so many football games during the weekend and stuff like that, and like watching like Belgian footballs, like Japanese football and stuff like that. I don't think it's the ambition of like every new casual user of Sorare.
Right. So isn't the solution to that better free to play?
I guess that like the Sorare daily mode is like, yes, a very like easy way to introduce Sorare.
That's why we have like semi-pro and pro and all those divisions, right? To solve all the problems that you're. I'm going to say you're complaining about HG because I don't actually I disagree with you so much on this that I honestly I cannot see like the same viewpoint as you on this at all.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm defending it. So yeah, but like, so why are they doing the daily game, right? Like what's like the top 3 like motive for doing that? What do you think, Andrew?
I just think that it's a fun idea. I'm out with some friends. I might even be playing the game. Like I might have lineups, but I'm just like, hey Keith, do you think you can beat me in this slate right here? The Atlas Santos rivalry game that we have here. Can we pick better lineups? And just like playing with your friends that don't play the game.
Right.
Yeah. So I think like one of the main, I agree with that. I think one of the main qualities of a daily game is that you don't have to be there at 4 p.m. on a Friday to play Sorare, right?
Right.
I think that's one of the biggest weaknesses of the game right now is that you play, you enter lineups and you wait. And that's not really interactive or exciting, right? I love it, but like for a new user, that can be a bit discouraging. So yeah, the Sorare daily game is going to like bring a new, like very fresh and like interactive aspect to the game. And it's going to introduce the game to so many other players that are going to match up with their friends. And so I think that's a way more interesting way to bring new users than like any other kind of marketing operations and stuff like that. But I'm curious to see how that is going to, like, I'm not sure about the conversion to the classic Sorare game. I think it's nice to like play with for a particular football game, but I'm not sure about like the number of players that are going to say, oh, but I'm going to enjoy that also every Friday at 4 p.m. by building my lineups.
So Andy, I'm being on the other side of this so-called debate on goalkeepers. Like, what? No. Well, I'll tell you, it's funny. I think I'm squarely in the middle because I think there is a big problem of retention. I think word I used, it's like you just have somebody that goes in. Okay, I am gonna dig into this. I am gonna become like a Croatian league expert. And then you get hit with a week of DNPs or your goal. Like thinking back to like when I started out, if like my goalkeeper rotated, like my one rare goalkeeper rotated, I was in a flipping panic, right? Like I'm like, what the hell do I do? Like I'm screwed. Like how am I going to keep building this up? I need to go build another guy. Do I have to make a deposit? Like all those things go through your head, right? When you have like a smaller gallery and you're building up. That's the reality. And then you even do the panic of, I should have just spent more on, Allison, that's not the right answer, but I should have just gotten the guy that I know would never rotated, that I know that I could have watched. All of those things go through your head. My first goalkeeper ever was Igor Akinafeev. from Moscow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First ever goalkeeper purchase, right? And I think he immediately got COVID or something like that. So and you had that whole panic mode. So I guess being on your side of going, look, I don't want to do anything because I don't want to disrupt, the goalkeeper economy and the way it's done. Like, how do you where do you sit on that part? That it's not that fun to be playing goalkeeper roulette and things like that. And is that actually worse for new users?
I just don't think it's a problem. I don't think that paying $20 for a limited goalkeeper is a problem, or $40 for, if you want a good goalkeeper, pay more. If you want a cheap goalkeeper for $12, $15, $20, buy a cheap goalkeeper. There are options that allow you to purchase a goalkeeper for cheap.
Okay.
If you want a good forward, pay more. If you want a mediocre guy, pay less.
No, but you're focused on, I think you're too focused on the actual number that you have to pay, the amount that you have to pay. I think you have to compare it to other positions, and I think it doesn't make much sense in terms of any other football game that you have to pay, or to pay, yeah, but that you have to invest to the acquisition price of a goalkeeper that is superior to every other position. I think that just in a football world, it doesn't make sense, and I think that's my main problem with it.
Yeah, I think though that's I don't think that that has to be a problem. It's a simple explanation to someone. Oh, well, each team only has one goalkeeper, but they have 10 outfield players. That's why goalkeepers are more expensive. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Cool, and then you move on. I think people understand that pretty quickly.
I think it's a harder battle, though, of going. I don't have the values by me, but I'm just literally scrolling through the goalkeepers, and the cheapest guy in the top 40 is Jose Caro of League 2, right? That's not going to all of a sudden solve somebody's qualms of, oh, I'm excited to. I don't even know the guy's team. I'm excited to go watch him play, and then trying to explain to that same user why James Maddison at Spurs is cheaper than him.
Yeah.
I think that's where Maxime's coming from, and that's where I'm kind of
siding.
That's the qualm of but then you go, but James Madison's better. And you're right, but you need a goalkeeper. It's the entry level to play. You have to have one to do this. So just go ahead and go get a midfielder you've never heard of, so that you can spend up on Jose Caro, and eventually you'll get enough thresholds, right? I think
that argument, the only way to go back is tank the prices of goalkeepers. So it's just we can keep talking about this circular thing, but
and
options for goalkeepers. But if you want them to be even cheaper, we need to tank the price.
So to me, well, yes, first, but it's you don't have to tank the prices of goalkeepers and say that's it. You can also make sure that you're compensating people owning goalkeepers, and making sure that yes, you're making this decision because you think that it's good for the game. If you don't if you don't see that in user surveys, and if you don't in new user surveys, and you don't think that's a problem, then you don't have to fix it. I agree with that. But if you think that's a real problem, I don't think you should look at it and say, well, too bad. We've been we have 4 years of goalkeeper price history, and that's it. We're just going to have to deal with it. I don't think that's a good way to look at things. It's oh, it's 30 degrees outside. 30 degrees Celsius. Oh, but that's because we pollute too much. But that's too bad. It's going to be warm summers every other summer now. But so it's going to be like that. So why change anything about it?
Goalkeeper prices? Come on.
No, I'm just saying it's not a good idea to look at the problem and say the solution is hard, so we don't have to fix it.
I'm saying there's not a problem.
Yes, so
I'm saying there's no pollution, and it's not hot outside. It feels very nice out there. Is what I'm saying.
The AC is working great. The AC, I mean, in the US,
the AC is great. When I go outside, it feels good.
The sun is not burning my skin. It's it's tan. You see?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but It's all I'm saying. And if you don't think that's a problem, okay, that's fine. And if like users are saying that it's not a problem, then it's not a problem.
How much should Allison cost in your ideal world?
So I don't think it's a number. I think it's relatively to other players, and I think Allison should be like, I don't know, like compared to other players in his team, like he should be like well below like there are like starting striker, for example.
Do you guys hate this? It keeps going back in my head. Did you guys hate the aspect of that? Maybe it's wrong to say with the rare division, but that you could play common and all-star, but with the reduction.
No, so I did not, because I did not play. I did not play commons in all-star, or maybe in some like cases I did not own a goalkeeper. Like commons like scored like 50% less, if I remember correctly. So there were not a problem in terms of like leaderboard, because you did not have a chance to like get into the top positions with the common goalkeepers, unless you get like 400s on the other players, right?
Right.
So that's not an issue for like top ranks, and it's just like a matter of like getting to that 250 threshold and get and no one cares about it. Like if you do it with the common goalkeeper, then that's fine. Congrats.
I mean, my thought would be even like, I was actually thinking the only problem I look back on it is that the common was actually where you could gain threshold from it. So if all of a sudden you took it out of a division where you're, getting that beat the game, that E. So if you didn't allow it in like cap 240, but you allowed it in like the normal divisions, would anybody actually have a problem with that?
I mean, everyone is fine with like getting more opportunities to win money out of Sorare, right? So I think that like the thing is, anything that would like help people to make more money off Sorare would be well welcomed. I don't know if I got like your proposition right, but
No.
that's why I understood.
Andy, did you hate that? Did you hate commons?
No, I thought they were fine. They were a good way at the time, like before we had limiteds, to let people play without a goalkeeper, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
But at that point too, it didn't kill goalkeeper prices, because there was still a huge barrier, because people still wanted to get rid of that minus 50%.
But again, like that's kind of why the semi-pro and the pro divisions and stuff exist, right? So you can play a common or a whatever they call them now. I don't know what it is, but I think they're just commons, right?
Hey, by the way, Andrew, I think that Sorare at some point acknowledged that it was a problem, because they did like, the goalkeeper division, like the special weekly goalkeeper division. And so that's a way of acknowledging that there's a problem with the goalkeepers.
Acknowledging that there was a problem with
goalkeepers. Yeah, it solved it. It solved it. The division solved it.
No, but limiteds helped, and then adding more divisions and second divisions and stuff also helped.
Then you get to the other problem, that is like Vanitsek, a player that everyone knows in the Sorare community, but no one else knows about, is worth more than Madison, for example.
Here we go. Now we just went down another rabbit hole.
No, but
it always comes back to
Murray. He's a god, right?
No, but I mean, he's a legend in his team. I mean, he probably is worth like $750. Like, if you want to buy him for in real life, it's probably that much. Like $750, you could buy out his contract.
This is the lifeblood of Sorare.
In my opinion, I agree.
Guys like this, and like you are disrespecting Hans Vanaken, the Lord, so much right now, because he is like the OG guy that nobody would ever know, but was like the god in the game. And what you're doing right now is like you're not praying to the Lord, that's for sure. You're doing some pretty terrible things right now.
No, so you're comparing like Van Aken that has been linked with English Premier League clubs to Van Itsek that like has been linked to no one else than Karlsruhe
You don't know
SC
that.
for the
You
past
don't
like
know
10
that.
years. No, yeah, I don't know that obviously, but
Where has Van Aken
it,
played his entire career?
yeah, Club Brugge, which is like the dominant club in Belgium. That's not the most famous club in Europe, but that's a club that is playing European Champions League like every other year, and that you will see in your television screens at some point in time. I mean,
Nobody knows who the hell he is.
I agree. I
He's
do
just
agree
some
with
tall
that.
guy
I
that
do agree.
plays on a
I do
Belgian
agree, but it's way different. Like Van Aken is it's in no point comparable to Van Itsek. And my point is, Van Aken, it's just like an OG from Sorare. Everyone knows about Van Aken. That's fine. Lifeblood of Sorare, blah, blah, blah. I'm fine with that. But
what do we have here? Nowhere comparable
new
to a
users,
similar player on your website.
new users. Yeah, that's true. And it's comparable to Kimmich, but it's just based on Sorare scoring metrics. It's just like, it's based on that. So I'm just saying, like, it's fine for like engaged players as we are. I'm like I would love to love that like aspect of the game. I love playing All Star Area Pro. I love mixing games, mixing players from around the world. I love watching football games from leagues that I didn't know about. That's not the problem. The problem is it sustainable as a football game to have such an unbalanced football game that is based on solely stats and like the stat of like a dual one in Karlsruhe against like the 20th league in the second Bundesliga is worth the same than a dual one in the English Premier League, and I don't think that it's sustainable.
Yeah, I do kind of agree that I'll extend an olive branch on this one, that I do kind of agree that there should be a better balance, and whether it's maybe reducing global all-star rewards
But they
and
just
jacking
did.
up regional rewards. You know, like
Yes.
my Champion Europe players, they should want me to play those players in Champion Europe. They should want me to play my Challenger cards in Challenger Europe. They should want me to play my second division cards in second division. But second division, being able to use those second division players in Global All-Star is a little broken. And I think that they did reduce rewards
Right.
a little bit.
Yes.
Right? So maybe
Yes.
we're trending that way a little bit.
And that's what I was just going to say to that whole argument is, in a lot of ways, Maxime, what they're actually moving towards that, right? By taking some of that ETH and some of those prizes out of global, and now they've really much said like champion is second, right? I mean, do we agree? As you're taking your victory laps, do you need to go do a run?
There's no victory lap at all.
No. Wait for it, Andrew. But Andrew, wait, are they tanking Marvin's price
No.
on purpose? Oh, but they are doing that. So what do you have to say about that?
I own Marvin, and I don't care, and I don't really think that they're tanking his price.
But they are, because they are slowly, like, if they do that, if your theory is right that they are moving like he was from All-Star to other divisions, you will have less incentives to actually buy Marvin, because like it won't be that interesting to play him in All-Star divisions. So you're tanking the price of Marvin, because
But it's interesting
you
to
will have
play
to
him
play
in
Marvin.
second division or All-Star.
No, but come on, let's be serious. You're playing second divisions with, like, are you really playing second division? Like, you're like prioritizing second division Europe?
I mean, that's how I won Marvin, is I won second division Rare Pro. So
Yes, but are you prioritizing, like, are you saying like this player should not go into my All-Star divisions because I think I should play in second division Europe?
what's funny about that is I actually had conversations with people this year about playing Marvin in second division, because I don't think a lot of people will.
Sure.
And I could farm goalkeepers, I could farm other, I say farm, but I could
Sure.
win goalkeepers that are incredibly useful. Even if they're trash goalkeepers, they might even be tier 2s in second division, but I'd be happy to win them. I'd be happy to win midfielders from second division that I can play elsewhere.
Right.
So
elsewhere.
Yep.
Right.
So you're playing there to get those cards to play them in All-Star or in cap divisions. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have goalkeepers
sure.
so I could play all the cap divisions all the times.
Right.
Sure. So that's my whole point. It's like if they go through, like if they decide to remove like some of the price pool of All-Star and they continue to do that to like re-affect it to regions based on the hierarchy they displayed like this week, then they're tanking the price of second division cards.
But do you think that actually tanks the price at that point? Because you still like, are you?
No, it's great. I love it.
Okay, because I'm not paying less for Dusan Tadic because he's in Challenger. If I'm buying Tadic, I'm not only I have the flexibility to play him in Challenger as I do All-Star, or if I decide that cap 270 is my best lineup this week, like I still have the choice. So I don't necessarily know.
Yeah, but because well, it's slowly tanking the price of Tadic also because Tadic is a bad example, I think, because age is also in play and people are like maybe his price will tank naturally. But like the thing is, if you have like today, I think most of the people are prioritizing All-Star division. I think like All-Star Pro is like the division I play, like I put my best lineup in because they're ETH and there are like more paid ranks, and I'm like, that's the best division to go towards. Okay, right? So you're like, what's my best lineup and what's cost efficient, right? And you're like, okay, this guy from second Europe division is scoring like points on the dollar, like better than Kimmich, so I'm going to play that guy. But that does not make sense in like the football world because he's playing in a somewhat not good division while Kimmich is playing at the highest level. So it does not make sense in terms of like a football perspective. So if they want to like adapt their game to the real world, they have to like not like encourage people to play second division or like players from lower leagues in competitions that give you access that makes you like compete against like players that are in another world.
Hold on, I have one bone to pick.
Though, it's the beauty of this game. Someone like Thiago that loves Hamburg can go by his Hamburg players and play them against everybody else.
But here's one more bigger bone I have to pick, like which it only in my head came because of the Kimmich example. Like the 20th team in the Bundesliga that Kimmich goes up against, I would almost argue that Marvin's playing as like the 8th best team in second, division Bundesliga when he finishes the 20th team. That's a closer matchup than Kimmich versus. I know it's not Bochum, whoever got relegated last year. Like we're looking at Bayern scoring 8 goals, and we're looking at France versus Liechtenstein, right? So like so are we going to all of a sudden like scale back because their matchup is too good? I mean, I don't know. I struggle with that point of saying that Kimmich always has to be weighted as high because he gets more lopsided matchups than Marvin does.
No, but you're playing in a Bundesliga game, right? So you have like teams that like are supposed to be like the best teams in Germany. No, but it's like it's the truth. Like they played like for 100 years. They come up with this championship based on promotions and relegations every year. So they are the best teams in Germany. You just have to watch games. Like an MLS game is a bad football game. I'm sorry to say that. I've been to many. Yes, but no, it's balanced, right? But if you compare MLS football game to a Liga football game or to a La Liga football game or to a Bundesliga football game, you see clearly that there's a world between those leagues. And I'm just saying that a dual one in the MLS is easier than a dual one in Liga or in La Liga or in Bundesliga. And that just makes sense in terms of like Otherwise, on FIFA, Vanisek would have a 99 overall rating, but he does not, because he does not compete with the best players in the world.
But we're also looking at, in Sorare times, we're literally looking at it in a one game, like what they're playing against. So like, there's no way to. I don't know. I know what you're saying.
There is
coefficients. Do you want like league coefficients to add bonuses?
Now Messi. Now Lionel Messi is like he's a 75 on FIFA because he moved to the MLS.
Yeah, right.
So that is like a single player that is one of the best players in history, and that is decided to move for his retirement league to MLS, but his overall score will decrease. That's for sure. But like Vanisek never played in top league. He never played in top leagues. So my point is, I'm not sure about coefficients, because coefficients are like quite harder to understand and like add complexities to the scoring, and I'm not sure about that.
This is total Euro snob behavior right now. Total Euro snob.
It really is.
But to be honest, I think like Ligue 1 should not be ranked like similarly to Premier League and to La Liga. Ligue 1 is like maybe 5th or 6th championship like in Europe if you rank them, and maybe like a Premier League matchup is worth more in terms of points than like a Ligue 1 matchup. But my point is, you could do like coefficient and like giving a bonus to like top league players, or you could have like divisions that are based on like that are like stricter. It's crazy that in Challenger Europe you can have teams that play in Denmark, in Croatia, in I don't know where, and in Belgium and in the Netherlands, where like Eredivisie is like probably one of the best European championship, right? So I think like, and if you play in All-Star, you have you have a game that is played in Tokyo and a game that is played in Paris.
It's the beauty of it too.
It's beautiful. I agree with that. I do not say that it's not beautiful. I am asking, is it sustainable and is it balanced?
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that I was not, like, when it came out as somebody that doesn't play Champ Europe, and I saw the change yesterday, or what was the day before, I was like, oh, come on. And actually hearing you speak, I'm like, okay, actually maybe that did need to get balanced more, so that when, you know, I do win a Kimmich or I do win a Kane, that value discrepancy still exists. But I don't want them to sink All-Star. I think All-Star still being the number one game on the platform, because it does encompass the whole world. And like, to me, the beauty of being able to take my J-League guys, mix them with, you know, an EPL reward, and then win the best reward, I still think that needs to exist.
At some point, like, where does it stop? Where does it stop, Maxime? Like,
where does the madness stop?
Like, oh, this player, his matchup's too good this weekend. Like, do we have to like?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that like it's based on matchup. It's based on leagues. And
it's like each of these leagues are fairly well balanced, except for the leagues that you love. Like,
I know, I was going to say the Bundesliga is probably the most unbalanced league.
So MLS is balanced.
MLS is very balanced.
No, but no, you have to be serious. 2 seconds. So you have like Inter Miami that is running on other teams right now.
They're the last place.
No, they should have lost last game.
No. But like, if they are 16, if they're the last like team in the MLS, why are they like up in the quarterfinals of the Leagues Cup?
Because they just switched their team. They literally just it's a different team than a month ago.
Yes, and your team allows that, and your league allows that. So it's not balanced. Also,
Maxime, I'm gonna disagree with one big thing on the Miami take. They should have lost last game. If Marco Farfan doesn't all of a sudden forget that he didn't have a chance to score off of Lionel Messi, they're out. So you can't say that all of a sudden Miami's an imbalance. They literally could have lost 4-2 to Dallas.
I do not think that MLS is like more balanced than European.
An expansion team is in first place.
Well, and
which doesn't make sense.
I mean, hey, Maxime, how many straight years has Bayern Munich won the Bundesliga?
Yeah. So the point is, it's not because like one team is like dominating a championship does not mean that the league is not balanced. That does not. It's not correlated. It somehow is, but like it's okay.
Next,
So
we went to the school of Donald Trump alternative facts, I think.
no, but I mean, so you have like Bayern München, PSG, that like are above the other teams of their leagues, right? Well, München almost lost the title. PSG almost lost the title. They won like by 1 point at the end of the season. I don't think you can say that it's unbalanced, but okay, whatever. I'm just saying, I ask you to compare between MLS and European championships, and I'm pretty sure that the best MLS team right now, like that would be Philadelphia. I don't know, like
Respect to
St. Louis City or whatever.
City fans are
I would pay so much money to watch them play against like the 10th place in Bundesliga and see how it goes. And I'm not sure it goes well for the American team. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't. It never will go well. But that's also not the point. We're not trying to compete.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
the leagues help balance the game, right? Like
yes,
St. Louis playing Columbus helps balance Sorare, right?
What? No.
St. Louis isn't playing Bayern; they're playing Columbus.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yes. But what I'm saying is that, like, in terms of football level, a St. Louis against like Charlotte or whatever, in terms of football level, is going to be lower than Bayern München against like any other team of the or any Bundesliga matchup that week.
I would argue the very, very bottom of Bundesliga. I would love to see that game, and Bayern is playing them on a regular basis.
And I was going to say that too. Like on that note, like Bayern will be what minus. Have we ever seen them minus 2,000? Like I feel like I've seen at least minus 1,000. You'll never have an MLS game more than like I think the highest I've seen this year is like minus 350 for like LAFC at home.
Yeah, no, but I agree with that. But the point is, you're focusing on one team dominating a whole league, right? And to you, that's that makes the whole league unbalanced. I don't.
It makes Sorare very unbalanced.
I mean, there's those weeks that I'm like thinking of Sean saying, if you don't have PSG, just don't even bother. This week they're playing whatever 20th place team. If you don't have Neymar, don't bother. I mean, the beauty of the game is that you can get those hundreds anywhere.
Check Donnarumma's clean sheet statistics like for last year, and I'm sure you'll be surprised at how many clean sheets he had, and that's not a lot. And I'm not sure that like just saying like based on what Sean can say, that's a true and verifiable fact. But no, I mean the main point is I know what you're saying by like saying that like European leagues are unbalanced because you say, where does it stop? Should we compare like a Nantes player to a PSG player? Should they have coefficient and stuff like that? I'd agree that you have to have boundaries and like limits and you have to stop somewhere. But it does not change the fact that this game is not balanced today as any other football game would be. And you could argue that Sorare is not like your usual football game, and that the beauty of it is that it's like mixing players from around the world, and you could embrace that. But the question I'm only asking, and I would love it, and no problem with that. The question I have is it sustainable? And I'm leaning heavily towards no.
Yeah, I don't know where to even like be able to like end this argument because we're never gonna agree at all. Like we're never gonna even come.
Do you think it's sustainable? That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah, because I think the beauty of the game is I can go buy cheap players, right? That we want the game to be affordable for some people, but I can go buy a weird ass Coventry stack and beat somebody that has, a Liverpool stack, and
Well,
they paid 10x what I paid, but I can beat them one time.
And
And
Andy, and within that, hold on, Max, and I'll let you go.
Sure,
but
sure,
within that too, if you are, because we have to get closer to an end, but if you really do not want Marvin or Reynoso or Eduardo to come hunt you down with your superior players like Kimmich and Neymar, and you're like, I don't want to put them in waste. Don't play them in All-Star.
you go buy Marvin and play him.
What's the actual point? What's the actual point?
It's not in terms of sustainability that if you literally are like, I'm kind of pissed at this game because Neymar is just as good as Reynoso right now, and I don't know who Reynoso, and I know he'd be crapped in Paris. Like he could never.
Okay. I get the point.
Then just if that's bothering you, right, just move him to champ.
It's not. So it's not bothering me because
I'm not saying you. I'm saying to the other user. I know it's not bothering me. I'm just saying to the person that comes in.
I love Sorare Pro, but like, is it sustainable in terms of like a Sorare's perspective? Like they're paying like millions for like the Premier League TV rights. Oh no, the TV rights. Sorry, licensing rights.
Yeah.
And like most Premier League players are not worth like a lot. And it's like if your main product, that is the Premier League, that the league that everyone has been waiting for on the platform, is not making the most money, like,
hey, so I have something
platform
we can give away more money in Champion Europe.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which, so Maxime, we'll end on this. If Champion Europe has the best rewards, like consistently week to week, and it replaces All-Star in terms of the hierarchy, does that make the platform sustainable then?
It is a path towards sustainability, yeah.
So there we go. We solved it.
So we started with rewards.
No, we started with staplers. Hold on, we started with staplers, Andy.
Solved.
And we found a reward. We saved Sorare in one episode.
Well, we solved Sorare because with the solution that they're already taking and something that they're already implementing. And starting this week, if you end up like in, I think, like the top 20 or 30 ranks in Champion Europe, you get ETH.
Oh, is that what did it come out? I didn't.
Yeah. I've seen that. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's that if nothing else, then just Sorare just needs to spend more money, put more ETH out there.
In the end, this was just a Seinfeld episode.
It was
an episode about nothing.
It wasn't about nothing. Keith, before you came on the stream, like offline, I asked Black if he ever was in a bad mood, and he said no, never. And and I feel like I brought him like the closest possible to a bad mood, and I do not want to be in the same room as Black this afternoon because he's going to think about me.
The only time that you made me in a bad mood was when you disrespected the Lord, Hans Van Aken. I want this card sold from your gallery by the end of the day.
No, I will never do that. I sold his super rare card back during the COVID replays, and that's probably one of the worst decisions I've made in my entire life. So we'll not do that again.
You've done quite well with them.
Well, at least I to wrap this up, I think that was Maxime repenting to the Lord.
No, but to be honest, I do agree with you guys. I think it's so beautiful. Like my football knowledge has like increased so much thanks to Sorare, and I love it. But I'm just not sure it's a game that is done for mainstream audiences.
By the way, he just had an assist.
Who's that?
The Lord.
Yeah. Father.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he just had an assist. So.
And
Thank you.
And Maxime got a fist pump because he played him in a lineup.
No, but see, I repented, and he got an assist, so it works.
in real time. All right.
I think there's some blasphemy going on here, but I'll leave it.
We are running long, so I'm going to end us there. Maybe we can have Laird will give us another chance to continue this, or not, or we'll just trash this conversation. But thank you everybody for watching. I want to just shout out everybody in chat. Chat has been going off. We are not nearly the presenters that Laird is in terms of integrating. So I am sorry that we could not integrate chat a little bit more. Laird will be back next week. He is pumped to be back and integrate it more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Andy, Maxine, thank you guys as well. We will sign off. See you. All right.